welcome, Purple.
Hello, Jim and Bill and Rabsy was calling the footy very nicely yesterday on the
I
ends.
wasn't aware that he was doing that.
I was in the car in the afternoon. And,
What the hell?
I kept it under wraps a bit.
He covered a North Melbourne win, Jim, so they're up and about.
Jeez, no one ran that by me, by the way. I'm interested in that part of
What,
it.
the North Melbourne
No,
win?
the fact that Rabbits are suddenly thinking he can call footy.
I'm very emotional here. You're back and
Damo's back.
You're
Like old
looking
times, isn't
bigger.
it? It's like old times, isn't it?
You're actually looking good, Damien.
Am I?
The island hasn't crept back a bit. You've still got the tuft there, or the tusk, or whatever it is. And you're looking nice and brown and bigger.
I've had a reasonable off-season, Bill.
What have you done?
I've just actually got a little bit of fitness up,
Good.
which will go to very pear-shaped shapes in about a week's
Can
time.
you contemplate ever doing that yourself?
You talking to me?
Yes.
No.
Why not?
Because I don't need it.
You do need it.
Fat's
badly.
happy to see what he sees in the morning. Have you got a personal trainer
I do. I've been going to one for about 2 years now. Yeah.
and doing weights?
Just a little bit, yeah. Just the fitness.
Righto.
All around fitness, yeah.
Good.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well
I'm
done.
looking the better for it. Where are we
Yeah.
starting, Purple? I cannot believe football starts this
No,
weekend.
it is, yeah. And we've had confirmation today of something that I think we thought was going to happen from Friday night, that being John Newcombe of the Hawthorn Footy Club copping a week ban from the match review office for the dangerous tackle or the careless tackle is probably how it's been graded on Ed Richards of the Bulldogs. People will have their opinions on this. We know there's a new outlook with the tribunal now, the MRO, and ultimately it'll come down to the Hawks taking this up at the tribunal, and they'll be trying to mitigate it, obviously get him just a fine and not a suspension on the back of the motion, which
enough
did
too, I
hold one arm or had impeded
There wasn't
one
a
arm.
lot in it, Damien.
No,
this
it was one of those in the moment movements, Bill.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but equally, it's what the AFL doesn't like in terms of the player being tackled, being exposed to the hit on the ground, which
And
Richards was.
Ed was okay, wasn't he? Got up
He
and
was, got him played.
continued on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Hawthorn, as we know, is one of the teams playing in opening round. They've got a Saturday night game. This was a Friday night practice match last week. It's only today that it's been confirmed that it's a 1 week ban. I've been big on this for a long time. I just feel that the AFL needs to adjudicate the morning after a game. And I know that they've been endeavouring to do that in the home and away season, but equally they're about to play a home and away game, and it's now going to drag into, at earliest, a Tuesday night tribunal hearing. If he wants to appeal that, it'll be Thursday or before the season.
Where's Chris
officially
O'Byrne
starts.
over the weekend?
He's there. No, in fact, he was really good last week in explaining the changes to the rules. I as always with the AFL, keen to see what they say.
Yep.
I thought he made it really clear in the interviews he did, and I'm encouraged by how they're going to approach these matters. But this one's obviously not his control. He just made his decision, and they announced it today.
Couldn't be anything that would annoy you more. You played footy. Imagine going through the whole pre-season.
Yes.
Jed Walters
Yeah.
also going to miss,
Yeah.
and then you get suspended
Fit,
for round one.
Done the pre-season, played all right, ready to go, and you miss 1 or 2 games.
Yeah. It is. Now, you touched in the Rappy Bill, the Stephen May
Yes,
situation. It's just staggering, isn't it, to go back to what happened in 2021 when you had a starting midfield beneath Maxi Gawn there of Christian Petrarca, Clayton Oliver. Obviously, Angus Brayshaw has come out of that system too for other reasons. And then you get confirmation today that Stephen May, another great of that period and that team and that premiership winning team is also now not going to be there at Melbourne. Now there's vastly different reasons for all of those exits from the Demons, and these are very serious matters when it comes to Stephen May's life at the moment. And the club has just made a decision they'd rather not play him and pay him out with what's happened in recent times. And we'll hear more, I'd imagine, in those situations in coming weeks. I mean, there's obviously something from Boxing Day 2 years ago, which is still yet to be legally resolved, and other moments that have caused Melbourne great concern, and they've just decided to basically rid themselves of the problems, and that's just been an accumulation of them over that period.
Has that been Stephen King, mostly with those 3 big names?
It's a fresh start, isn't it? Yeah.
It is.
There's obviously a new CEO and also a new chair as well. So
Wera.
yeah. And they're all strong people, and they've all got views on how the club needs to run. And you go back to this time last year, it was this week where the club had some media down and used the word we are happy, we're in love with each other, and we're got the great culture. And we saw what happened as the season unfolded. So very different Melbourne-looking football club.
No, they are, and regardless of what happens off field, because the proper thing will happen there. But he and Jake Lever were very, very important to that premiership year and beyond.
Both of them, great
Getting both of
pickups.
them in, bloody oath they were.
Yeah, they're so crucial to it. And obviously the isolated story of Stephen May going into the grand final with what he revealed post-match to be a very significant tear in the soft tissue. I think it was the hamstring, wasn't it, specifically?
It was,
So, it's come to an end. And the fact that the Melbourne Footy Club put him up for trade last year and no one bit on him, and then he had the continuation of the off-field issues. So, yeah, completely clean slate from Melbourne in so many ways.
I've got a question for you, Purple. I've heard the to and from with Peter V'landys, Rob Luke, and Andrew Dillon.
Yep.
I love Peter V'landys, by the way. I love how he rolls. I lead him around like a horse.
Rocking a
by
new
the
hairstyle
nose.
too, I
Got
saw.
the new hairstyle. But I see Andrew Dillon has come out and said that AFL is the most watched, attended and played game in the country.
Yeah.
And old Rock League says exactly the same thing. So who is correct?
I'll be believing Andrew Dillon. Although I'm like you, I love what Peter V'landys has done, not just for rugby league or rugby league, as you say, but also for horse racing. He's certainly thrown a lot of grenades down the Victorians' way on that in both those spaces.
But he says some stupid things.
Yeah. I mean, he calls the AFL the FLA, and he thinks he's funny.
But
I still laugh when he says it.
Entertainment, didn't he?
He didn't like Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
Bill called him knobbish on Thursday's show.
Knobbish.
Knobbish.
Yeah. You bring him knobbish.
Well, we need someone from Victoria, and I'm not it.
No, you are not it.
We go back to Ted Whitten when he used to fire shots off.
Yeah.
We need someone from AFL House that knows the numbers and all that, that fires back at him, because he just shoots his mouth off, doesn't he?
He does. And there's a very sycophantic following of Peter V'landys.
Yes, there is.
Both in official capacity and non-official capacity. So, but look, he has had impact, and I think he's been great for the two codes. And I think he says some of the statements he makes with a tongue fairly in cheek.
I have no doubt.
And he's been able to get away with it. And
Yes.
I don't mind Andrew Dillon, maybe belatedly in some people's eyes. I want to say belatedly. That was strong today, what he said about the firing back. And I hope there's more of it, because I think it's healthy. And you can actually like both sports. I really like rugby league. I watched those Vegas games yesterday, and I thought they were great viewing, as they have been for 3 years now.
45,000 there in attendance.
Just a nice noise.
They made money, didn't they, this year?
Well, they said they did. I don't know how they're making that much money out of it. But again, Peter V'landys, no one's going to challenge it when he says they're going to make $2 million on that game or that day itself.
Who's had the best pre-season, boys, in your eyes? Melbourne 2-0, St Kilda 2-0, Sydney 2-0, Freo 2-0, and Carlton.
Yeah, I don't place a lot of weight on the results of these games. No, and I don't. The teams that have got through without great injuries are the teams that have won.
Righto.
So Hawthorn has obviously got some issues there now with John Newcombe out. Adelaide's had a bad off-season when it comes to player availability. So, cannot
St
wait.
Kilda, because they pushed every chip into the middle of the table.
Yes.
Yep.
So that to be 2-0 and now to play their biggest, as I think we're hearing, home and away game ever.
80,000.
So I mean that's all rolling nicely for Ross the Boss.
And Sydney.
Should we look at what we're looking forward to?
Oh, we will.
We'll
We'll
do
take
that
a break.
next. Take a break,
That's
Bill.
what I mean.
Go off too early.
Yeah.
We'll just
I
go
think
to a break.
Damo was halfway through saying that, Bill.
25 minutes past the hour of 4.
Show's name?
And
It's called the Rush Hour.
and Jim's back.
Brought to you by
Jim and Damo are back.
Penrite
Brought
Oil.
to you by Penrite Oil, by the air filters. They are the best ever.
Amazon Prime's bringing you the show. Just
Right.
Bill's Rappian joke is
Penrite.
Penrite.
Oh, Bill, you idiot.
Amazon.
More with Damo next.
Now, Damo, you were trying to tease something across the break before Bill interrupted you and then teased himself across the break.
Well, you teased it too, Jim. And to me, the most fascinating storyline going to 2026 AFL season is the St Kilda Footy Club, which you did allude to. And we know the backstory. We know what happened in the trade period, the acquisition of Tom de Koning, of Jack Silvani, of Flanders and Ryan, and the narrative that this club has now been harping on about. And I feel relatively accurately too about the lack of access that they and other Victorian clubs have had to academy listed players and father-son players. The toing and froing between Chris Fagan of the Brisbane Lions and Ross Lyon firing back and Carl Delina as CEO. And then you get the Nasai Wanganeen Miller contract out to $2 million a season. You've got the St Kilda Mafia behind it all. And you get to what's going to be, I think, one of the most anticipated home and away season matches on Sunday night. So it's all set up, isn't it, for that match to have up to, you mentioned 80,000.
Yeah, 80.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's closer to 90 and even tipping over it. I think it's going to be that big come Sunday night when Collingwood and St Kilda play, because the narrative on Collingwood is as it has been for 3 or 4 years now. They're too old. They won't win. But I guess go back to the last game they played. They lost Scott Pendlebury, who is somewhere in their best 3 players still in the first 90 seconds of a prelim final and was still competitive.
They were.
And weren't given a free kick that I think most people thought was there to Jamie Elliott, which probably would have put him in front late in the piece. So I just throw all that in. I don't see them going anywhere too far, Collingwood. I still see them being very competitive, despite people wanting to write them off before it starts.
I know. So what happens if St Kilda win then and lose?
Well, they can't do both.
No, if they
not in a
win, the
position
expectations
to
are going to
do
be
anything, yep.
unbelievable.
They will be.
They will be.
Yep.
And then if they lose, does it all the air go out of the balloon
No,
or
you've
what?
still got 22 matches after that to.
But it's
to
a
fix
big
it up.
game. They've pumped
Yeah,
it up.
it
All
is.
energies are gone into this game.
It is, yeah, and that's the intriguing element of it. I mean, Collingwood chose to use the 2 practice match hitouts in a way that was different to what we've seen a lot of clubs do. They rested up to a dozen players out of that team yesterday that lost to North Melbourne. They did the same the week before as well. It's all part of the preparation physically for this club that's very different to other clubs. So, yeah, I mean, there's 22 matches after it,
I know.
but there's a lot of
know.
excitement.
And interest in Isaiah Wanganeen-Miller. I might ask Nick Revolt about this later on because there's a lot of heat on him.
Yeah, there is.
He's the highest paid player in the comp. If you start reading what people think, he's Wayne Carey rolled into Nick Revolt, rolled into Lee Matthews. Now, he's a hell of a player, but that's a big load to carry into a season.
Yeah, for someone who's been in the system 4 years, and last year was quite extraordinary. Obviously earned a place in the All-Australian team, got the massive contract, earned that. The progress, Jim, though, has been pretty significant, hasn't it? I mean, it was a halfback flank role for a long period of time and even parts of last year, but the emergence of him through the midfield and as a game-breaking midfielder, and now the scope that I think we're going to see this year for him to go forward and play as a full forward. Obviously, Max King's not going to be seen for some time.
That's who they need up and going.
Yeah, it is.
Is he ever going to play them?
Well, again, Ross Lyon only 2 weeks ago, Bill, went public with the fact that it wouldn't be until round 4, and then they've got a decision to make. Is it going to be VFL or AFL? It has to be VFL, doesn't it? Because he hasn't played since 2024.
Didn't play a game last year.
Didn't play a game at all last year, senior-wise. So, yeah, massive decisions. The South East Queensland aspect of the St Kilda narrative too, it's significant, isn't it? Because of the Brisbane Lions making the last 3 grand finals, winning 2 of those, and what we expect to now happen this year, and that is the Suns to build on the performance last year where they made and won a final. Their inaugural finals
On the road
series.
too.
Yeah, against Fremantle. So there's an expectation there, obviously, with Christian Petrarca coming into that team. Rioli the previous year, they've just about got what they need, don't they?
I think they got good starts to the year, both teams, and they could be 5-0, both of them, especially the Suns, which would be a good start.
Yeah.
Very good start.
And you then factor in what Brisbane has done. They've got a heap of players who missed last year's grand final who are going to be available again. I mean, Jack Payne didn't play, as we know. Kadeem Coleman has hardly played for 2 years after getting votes in the Norm Smith Medal of 2023. Right. He's right to go again. They've got a guy by the name of Daniel Annabelle, who was their academy player and a high draft pick last year. He is right to go. Now, they're going to be having 8, 9, maybe even 10 players, Jim, I feel, who are going to be missing senior selection at least early in the season. And that is the greatest luxury you can have, I think, for a team that's won the past 2 premierships.
You got Ashcroft's not running through the middle, and they would for every other team in the comp, pretty much.
Yeah.
So,
They've got so many midfielders in there, haven't they? They're
They have now.
unbelievable,
Yeah.
And they're a big club now. They are a big club in the AFL.
They are.
Like the Lockie Neal thing won't even affect them now.
No,
the big clubs, it doesn't really affect them. They just move on and win.
Yeah, and the fact that he stood down as co-captain, it's allowed Hugh McCluggage and Josh Dunkley to join Harris Andrews in that space, Bill. And the role he's going to play will be different to what we've seen Lockie Neal in the past.
Here's the Suns. So they play the Cats at home. Cats are just look a bit underdone. And then they play West Coast Eagles, Richmond, and then Melbourne.
Okay.
It's not a bad little start for them.
nice start.
Get him going. Yeah.
You've written your mob off already?
No, the Cats will be there, but
Will
they're
they? Right.
just not sure how well they're going. They just seem to be a bit underdone.
Yeah, they just,
What's
they get
Danger
themselves
doing? Did
ready for
Danger
the-
only play 21 minutes the other day?
Yeah, but he played the
State
State
of
of Origin
Origin,
game.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
he knows at the age of 36 what he needs to do to get ready for a season.
And
doesn't he?
Scotty's there, is he? Coaching?
Yes, he was there on the weekend.
He's not happy.
That's pumping
No,
bullets into his own mob.
he's had a good little break, Scotty.
He
has.
buys into all these conspiracy theories, Jim, doesn't he? On every topic,
I
yeah.
don't know what's happened to you, Fat.
Hillary Clinton.
Oh, my God. What, she's down the category.
No, we're going to get her in for a chat.
Seriously, yeah. Right. All right.
What else you got there in your little black book?
Well, there's a couple of coaches who are under some serious heat. They know this. They're famous football people. Alastair Clarkson, one of them. Michael Voss, another. Clarkson's got 2 years of a contract to run, but it's his 4th year at North, and it just comes a time in a great coach's stint at a new club, which it is for Clarkson to hit go, and it's that year for North Melbourne. I've got reservations still about their team, particularly the backline, Jim. I know they had a win against Collingwood yesterday. I don't read too much into that. But Michael Voss, obviously with Graham Wright now running the show as CEO of Carlton, Chris Davies coming across from Port Adelaide as footy boss there.
operators, Chris
Good
Davies.
football people, smart footy people. And, yeah, I don't think it's going to be as dramatically bad for Carlton. There's a lot of people forecast, Bill. I feel they'll be thereabouts. And given the final series this year does officially go down to 10th, I'm not going to be surprised if with 3 or 4 matches to go, they're going to still be a sneaky chance to get a wildcard spot. I don't think it's going to fall out, as in the bottom of the
massive deal for Walsh. Are you of the opinion that the AFL will step in and curtail lengths of deals in the future?
No, I'm not. I don't see how they have any scope to do so. I'd imagine the Players Association, or I believe the Players Association, would straight away threaten legal action on restraint of trade. And I just, as much as I understand why you're asking it, Jim, particularly with players like Walsh, who seriously the ability's there, but the lack of regular game. Well, you play a lot of footy, but he's rarely played anywhere near 100% fit, has he? He's actually stacked up quite a few matches per year on average, but he plays regularly sore.
8 years a long time.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
A lot can happen
No
in
one's
8
ever
years.
signed you for 8 years to do anything.
Triple M.
No.
Got the deal in front of me. I'm going to go to him 78.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Damo.
Oh, you've got something.
We got something.
You've got
Herb,
something.
come in, Herb. Because you must start the year with a bang, okay, Damien?
Is this craft?
This is a bit of craft here.
Right.
We
Craft.
want you to start the year with a bang,
Right.
Damien.
So what are you doing?
So you're going to break a story here.
Oh, no.
And look at all the stories. There they all are on this pinata or whatever it is.
Who's written them, Bill?
Yeah?
Who's written them?
Well, they're all good stories. And you can Lauren Woods there and others. There's Charlie Constable's there and Josh Barnes. And you're going to break a story
Charlie Constable.
with that cricket bat. Come on, this is how you start the year.
All right.
Give it a whack, Damo. Got to go hard.
Oh, yes, he's going to club Bill.
Yeah, go.
No,
hit
he's
it.
not
Hit it,
refusing.
Damo. Hit it. Hit it.
Oh.
Yeah, keep going. One more big one. Oh, no, one more. You can break a story, you idiot. Hit it as hard as you can, Damien.
No, he's refusing.
Off, Bill.
He's refusing. So that
Yeah.
worked well.
Yeah.
Yes. I wasn't part of that. No. We're trying to get you off to a good start, Damien.
Right.
We're trying to get
No, I feel I'm off to a good start seeing you in person again, Bill. It's
You're
been good.
looking
I saw you last week at the meeting, and I thought you were in good form.
Anything inside the pinata?
There was lollies. So Fat's taking them home.
Hit it hard.
No,
Let's
no.
see if there's anything in there.
I gave it a good whack, Bill.
No, you didn't. There's a
I was
little...
scared of breaking your hand.
Would have got one. Push
What are
it
you
through
breaking?
cover. I will in a minute because
Really?
it's got chocolate and lollies.
Right.
Well done, Damo. Good seeing you.
Cheers, boys.